is up, YouTube? We have another pickups video here. This has been about 2 months worth of stuff I accumulated, so hope you guys enjoy. I guess first off we can just start with the Nintendo stuff right now because there's not much to show off. Nintendo and the Sega stuff. So first up we got Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure on the Gameboy SP. Paid a fair amount for it. I think a reasonable amount. You know, some probably say probably 150 is too much for it, but you know, that's how much I got it for. Game's going for a lot more nowadays. Next up we got Tarzan Untamed for the Nintendo Gamecube. Now I know it's nothing special about this game. I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but it's one of my favorite launch titles in the Gamecube era, and it was like one of the first ones I actually played on Gamecube. You know, I didn't never owned it, but I only rented it. So yeah, it was one of my favorites on there. I know the game is like pretty short. You can actually beat the game in 2 hours if you really just bored as hell. You can really beat it in 2 hours. I shit you not. But I thought it would be nice for my collection since I'm a big fan of it. It really was like that's one of the cheapest GameCube games I actually copped. Actually, surprisingly, now I think about it. But going on to the Sega stuff. I ended up getting Mega EverDrive Pro. I spent a pretty penny on this, damn near as much as you would spend on a PS5 or Xbox Series X. But you know, I really wanted one. I ended up giving my other Mega EverDrive, I believe it was the X7. I ended up giving that to Ham Solo. Shout out to you, Ham Solo, if you're seeing this. He had came up here for the Midwest Gaming Classic. And speaking of Midwest Gaming Classic, I got these two from Midwest Gaming Classic as well. Actually, I'll start with Mortal Kombat Gold. This is basically Mortal Kombat 4, but this is exclusively released for the Sega Dreamcast. It has everything in it, so yeah, you know, codes, everything that's new for it. You know, 20 fighters. I liked it a lot. You know, it wasn't still not one of my favorites, but you know, I wanted it in the collection. So Gold was surprisingly actually one of my favorites too. So that's why I just got it anyway. That was fairly up there in value too, because I think it was because of it being on a Dreamcast. Next up, put that closer. We got Spiderman. This is actually Spiderman. It's also another title called Spiderman versus Kingpin on the Sega Cd. I like that version more. Obviously, I think a lot of people would pick that one over the Genesis, but you know, I couldn't pass this up, man. This was clean. I mean, look at this cartridge, man. This game is like 30 years old, older than me, and look at this, amazingly clean. It came with the manual and everything. I'm like, nah, this has to go in the collection. So I picked it up. It was like $35 from Midwest Gaming Classic. So we're gonna start on the PlayStation stuff. Yep, the PlayStation Pal. So let me start with the portable stuff, and then I'll start with the PS1 games. But over here, oh, I don't own a PS Vita, but my brother-in-law gave this to me. PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. Not a really big fan of the game, but you know, he said he wants to get rid of it, so he gave it to me. So I just said, okay, I'll take it. So until I get my hands on the PS Vita, I'll get it. You know, obviously that was Smash Bros. Ripoff, but I like it. So he also gave me he was nice enough to give me this God of War Kratos pin. So yeah, probably just gonna put that in the shelf somewhere, make it stand out. But going on to the PlayStation 1 games, we got Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. This is actually one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 1, and I'm glad I actually got this for a reasonable price. So yeah, if you haven't played this, check it out. It's kind of getting up there in value, but I think it's reasonable depending on who you buy from. But yeah, definitely a great game to play. Actually, I remember when I first played it, it was on I think it was another one of those Pizza Hut demo discs. Because like I said, that's all I could ever play at the time when I wanted to play new games. It was mostly just playing the games over and over on the demo disc. Next up, we have The Fifth Element. This is actually a very good game. I don't know why this one is slept on, but I like it a lot. I'm not a big fan of The Fifth Element movie. I know that's a lot of people's favorite 90s movie, but you know, I can still sit down and watch and enjoy it. But the game is great too. So got that. I really didn't want Siphon. I'm really not a big fan of. Well, I did want it. Okay, I'm not gonna cap. I like Siphon Filter, but if you want to enjoy the greatest ones of the series, Siphon Filter 1 and 2 are probably the greatest. 3, I wouldn't say it's a crappy game, but I have like some grievances with this. it kind of ended. The ending was not satisfying for me. I don't think it was crap, but it just wasn't satisfying. Another thing about this game that annoys me, oh shit, stuff is already falling out of it already. What annoys me about it is that this came in a literally a 2-disc case, and the game is only 1 disc. And you know, I guess they wanted to do that because for whatever reason, Siphon Filter 2 had a 2-disc case. But like literally, if you like read it right here, it'll say 1 disc. I know it's kind of blurry, but right there it'll say 1 disc. So that's another thing that kind of bothered me about it. But nevertheless, you know, Siphon Filter, you know, 3, it's a great game to play. It's just you're probably not gonna be satisfied with the end if you have high expectations for it. Depending on if Sony ever decides to remake those games, which I kind of hope they don't, just give us a nice remaster. That's all I ask. Or you know, just you know, and do the scales per second boost, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing and rolling out the service now, PlayStation service. But next up, we have another game that's not so great, but I like it for my collection anyway. This is actually my favorite port of this game on the PlayStation, Mortal Kombat Mythologies Subzero. I wish actually that, well, now that Midway is no more, I actually wish that WB and, you know, Ed Boon over there at Warner Bros. Actually will like do another Mortal Kombat spinoff. Hell, at least give us another Shaolin Monks like game or Subzero. If they make that shit Dark Souls hard and co-op, online co-op and local co-op, I will be on that shit. Like no bullshit, I will be on it, and I would not have a problem with being like Soulsborne hard. Like no bullshit. But this game is kind of tough to play. But once you get a hang of the controls and stuff, it gets a little easier. But you know, just like to have it there anyway. So that's just me. Got that from Midwest Gaming Classic as well. Another one I got from Midwest Gaming Classic. It's too late for me to learn how to pronounce this name of this game correctly. So, Urgeist. I'm just gonna say Urgeist. God Bless the Ring. I love this game, and I actually got it for $80 at Midwest Gaming Classic as well. So, you know, I'm not ashamed of it. You got Tifa you could play as, you got Sephiroth, you got Cloud you could play as. There's a lot of other characters in the game that's based off a lot of Japanese wrestlers and from different Square games as well. But, you know, I love it a lot. There's also some other games in it, but, you know, I mostly play it. When my cousin had this on his PlayStation 1, we played this and Bloody Roar like crazy. Bloody Roar 1 and 2, so this is actually, I'm happy I finally got this in my collection. This is actually one game I want for my PlayStation 1, and my PlayStation 1 collection would be complete. It would be Misadventures of Trombone, but I'll never get a physical copy of that game because of how ridiculously expensive it is. And that's okay, because I got it off the PS3 store now, so you already can get the classics from. But another game, my last PS1 game I got, like I said, I love them Disney games. You know, I had Bugs Life, and I think one of the second to last Pickles videos I did. Now I got Tarzan. I love the Tarzan game as well, so nice side-scrolling too, not 2D, but it has like a 2D like feel on it. But it's one of my favorites, so that's why I got it. You know, like I said, I love them Disney games anyway. I think a lot of that started with the Castle of Illusion games on the Sega Genesis that were exclusively on there. Like I still played them. I even played the Castle of Illusion remake, so love the Illusion series. Going on to my PlayStation 2 and 3 and 4 stuff. Shout out to TP Games, because I actually got this from his shop when I was getting my hair done a few weeks ago. His shop was like in the same area where the hair shop was, where I was getting my hair done, retwisted up at. But I happened to stumble upon the guy's shop. His name is Terry. Shout out to you, Terry. He sells a lot of retro stuff in there as well, and a lot of newer stuff. But got some stuff that, you know, they got some shirts and some nice PlayStation stuff in there, and Xbox stuff. So first starting off, we got Rocky. Now, this wasn't really, I like this game a lot. I know a lot of people wasn't really big fans of it, but I remember a lot of people actually getting this on the Xbox, not Xbox, but the Gamecube back in the day, and enjoying it on there. But I personally, when I played it, I just liked it on the, you know, PS2, and I never really took it serious. I remember, like, I used to play the game, ironically, with my mom's ex-boyfriend, because he was somewhat of a gamer, too. Like, the only games I could ever play with that guy was fighting games and racing games. That's all he ever liked, so, unfortunately, so. Now, I know I didn't need to get this, but I saw a couple trying to sell this at a vendor at Midwest Gaming Classic, and the vendor wasn't trying to give them what they wanted for it. So I told him, listen, I'll pay the $120 for it. I'll give you the $125. You want a Venmo, PayPal? I said, I don't care. I need this. I need to have this in my collection. I have all three of these games. Well, actually, I have Armageddon on Xbox, but I said I need to have this in the collection. And ironically, too, I have Deception on Gamecube, but I said, nah, just let me buy it off of you. You know, I'll give you what you want for it. Just let me have it. So, but got off of them. Next up, we got all the Resistance games. I want to play through these as well. Like I said, I think Sony made a lot of, in the PS3 era, 2 and 3 era, they made a lot of great shooting games, like first-person and third-person shooters. And I kind of wish they would go back to that formula, but sometimes. But I can understand, you know, business models change over time and stuff. But man, I really like those games, and like I'm slowly playing through Killzone 2 right now. And the rest of the Killzone game, I want to finish up the Killzone games on my PS3 backlog, because that's what I'm working on right now. PS3 and Xbox 360 backlog. So slowly going through that. But like now this week, I just been working on a lot, grinding in on Returnal, because I want to try and finish that up before the end of the month. Most likely I'm not, because of the way it's looking right now. But hey, it's okay. Hopefully by the beginning of the month, you know, June, I can get it out the way and start, you know, focusing on some other stuff. Next up, we got the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. I got most of these games as well, but some of the PC ported games I don't. Well, actually, the very first Metal Gear on Nintendo, I don't have that, so it'd be nice to play through that. You know, Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. You know, where you actually kill Big Boss, and that. I never played that one neither, ironically. I only played through the Solid series and, you know, the original Metal Gear and the PS port games. But, you know, it's kind of nice to have all those ported onto the PS3. So, you know, I think it's kind of cool. So, I said, why not? Amazon had it on sale for like 20. So I said, brand new and still, I'm like, man, that's a steal. Next up, we got Folklore. Now, the condition of it doesn't look good. You can see that it's kind of like it's wall liquid and sat on it, but I mean, the disc is in great condition, so I didn't pay the market value for it. I think I got it for a reasonable price, so it works pretty fine. A few scratches and smudges on it. Well, damn, that's kind of clear. But yeah, looking forward to playing that soon in the PlayStation 3 backlog, because like I said, I've just been working on those games a lot lately on my free time when I get some free time. Now, I didn't need this neither, because I actually own like the first like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Chain of Memories on PS2, but I guess I just wanted to revisit it on the current gen consoles and see what it's about. Maybe, you know, maybe try and get a platinum or so. So I got a brand new copy of Kingdom Hearts 3, even though I didn't really need it because I already have that as well. But I think the case and the, you know, it'll look nice in the collection. I mean, I like this artwork where Sora with the crown on, so that's why I picked it up. Moving on, before I start with the Xbox collection, I guess I'll flex this a little bit. At Midwest Gaming Classic, I think this is one of the last things I got over there. I managed to get this from a vendor, the Sega Sports Dreamcast. This is very rare to get somewhat. I paid like $250 for it, but I'm happy I finally had this one in my collection. I probably don't plan on doing much with it, even though it has some scuffs and marks on it, but I can kind of tell just by looking at this on the outside. It's kind of dirty, so I'm gonna have to, when I get some free time, I'm gonna have to take it out to my garage at my workstation and start dusting stuff off and cleaning some of the circuit boards and stuff. I do plan on probably buying another Dreamcast though, because I want to mod that with the SD card and just load the games off like that, because it could get, after a while, it can kind of get ridiculous. Like, I know with the Dreamcast I had for like, shit, I had that Dreamcast for almost 20 years now. Every now and then, like every 3, 4, 5 years, I have to kind of tweak it a little bit. I have to do some certain things to get the, you know, disc laser recalibrated on it just so it can run games. Like, and that's so damn annoying when it, like, I'm playing right through Code Veronica and, like, you know, the thing freezes and it doesn't want to load up again. I'm like, god damn. Because I get so much anxiety playing Code Veronica, because that's why I say it's like, it's my favorite one in the series, but it gives me a lot of anxiety. Not because it's a horror game, but because so much shit you have to do in there. For me, that's why I say it's like one of the most difficult ones in the series. Got Simpsons Hitting Run. I already had this on PS2, but got it from Terry's shop. Thought it was pretty, you know, thought it was pretty reasonable price to get it for. So I actually streamed it yesterday, so it's no secret that I got it. I got it next to my Xbox over here. I was streaming that last night. got the Star Wars Unleashed game. I actually got 2 in this collection, but I'm gonna show it anyway. This is like my second time buying this as well because I got it on PS3, but I wanna expand my backlog a little bit, you know, even it out with Xbox games too. So that's why I just kind of bought it. It was like for a steal. I'm actually gonna put all these together, even though it's like really no specific order. And the reason being is because I own all these games on Xbox already on my account, but the problem is I own them digital. Like I got them for a good sale. Now the thing is, I don't have an issue with, and this is nothing against Xbox, this isn't me criticizing Xbox, but what I learned a few weeks ago dealing with that DRM issue, it kind of disappointed me, and I hope that gets worked on soon with Xbox. Like and like I said, this is no, you know, not me doing no console war fanboy shit. This is just me saying, like, I really would like that DRM shit to get fixed, because when it kind of hurt me. It hurt me, you know, that I couldn't load up certain games that I wanted to load up. But you know, fortunately for me, when I wanted to load up Gears 5 and that refused to load off a Game Pass, I was able to just get the physical copy of the game because I own the physical copy of the game, and Microsoft couldn't deny me my fucking license to play the game, so they had no chance. That's how I bypassed it, you know. But I had to play it with a physical copy. But you know, I just wish that, you know, would get worked on. So I just said, nevertheless, let me just put the bullshit aside. I'll buy these physical copies of these games, and you know, just get that out the way for the meanwhile, you know. So, and plus, it wasn't a lot of money. It was a lot cheaper getting them digital, but you know, not a big loss for, you know, not much, you know, for me. So, got Shadows of the Dam. I actually beat this last week for the second time. I realized why I kind of did not want to revisit this one for a long ass time, because I actually own this on PS3 as well. It's a great game. It's a great comedy humor game. Suda51 and Shinji Mikami worked on it. You know, like I said, nice horror comedy, but it kind of gets repetitive after times and it gets annoying for me personally. But it's a great game to play if you like into, you know, horror comedy, a lot of sexual themes. It has nudity in it of his girlfriend and stuff. Well, only in that one sequence through Act 4. But it's great to play through, but I don't see myself playing through it again now that I played it on Xbox. Now, the reason why I bought it on the Xbox 360 is because a lot of people said the Xbox 360 port of this game is better than the PS3's. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot, because I never, you know, got a chance to play it. So I said, okay, why not? Bet. So it don't really feel much of like a difference for me, but I will say using the trigger buttons is a lot more convenient, you know, when using his gun compared to the PlayStation 3 controls. So we'll say that. Got Dead Rising from Terry Shop. Shout out to Terry at TP Games. So looking forward to playing through that again. And I'll put all these together as well. I got Dead Space 2, 1 through 2, the trilogy. I actually own all these on PlayStation as well, but you know, I played them on Game Pass. So the thing is, I didn't really play, ironically, when I first played Dead Space, I played it on the PC. Then I ended up playing it on PlayStation 3. But everyone was saying like, man, you missing out not playing it on Xbox. Like, it's the best, you know, it's more better on there. Even like the reviews were saying it. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And they were right. I actually like playing on Xbox a lot more than PS3 and PC. That's just me personally. Well, probably because of controls. Dead Space 3 though, I never played. I actually had it open and unopened on my PS3 for a minute. And I have loaded on there, but I never really, I just like downloaded the disc data onto it. But when I downloaded all these off of Game Pass and played them, when I started playing through 3, I got bored right away and I said, okay, no more of this. I might try and give it a chance again, but I think that's like why they're remaking them. But I'm looking forward to the Dead Space remake. But for me personally, these are my favorites. Dead Space 1 and 2. And actually, ironically, now that I'm saying this, like now that I'm older, like some real grown man shit, I always said Dead Space 1 was the best one. It was always the best one of the series. But, you know, a lot of people always say Dead Space 2 was better. And now that I revisited Dead Space 2 again, and like this has been like, damn, how long has it been since I played Dead Space 2 on PC? Like 6-7 years ago. Now that I played it again, I actually like this one a lot more than 1. So that's just me. That's me growing. Trying to tell you that I'm growing. Next up, we got Star Wars Force Unleashed 2. I never played through Force Unleashed 2 like that, but you know, a lot of people say it wasn't as good as the first one, but I'm going to play through it anyway once I finish up Force Unleashed 1 again, so why not? got Lego Jurassic World. I like playing these Lego games because I just enjoy them. It's like casual fun, casual fun platformers. And my son tends to like them as well, like these, and like a lot of platformers. Where like if I have to put him to sleep sometime for his bedtime, like I'll have him down here and I'll put Lego Star Wars on or Lego Jurassic World, so he'll just sit there and watch me play them. So good thing. Next up, we got the Wolfenstein, the story collection. Oh, history collection. Sorry, I couldn't see that. Has all the ones that Bethesda worked on, developed, and so I said, okay, well, I'm down. I can download them off of Game Pass. I'm slowly playing through the New Order right now, but I said, like I said, if I'm in, I want to buy games that I'm playing off of Game Pass too. I just want to own them, so that's just me. I heard a lot of good things about the Wolfenstein games. I haven't played Wolfenstein since I think it might have been the Super Nintendo era. No, actually, it was the one that was released on both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 before New Order. I mean, I know those were released on the Xbox 360 and PS3 as well, but it was one before. But I don't think it was in that. It's tied in the same timeline as the Bethesda ones. Speaking of Bethesda, I got some more games, Evil Within. Never played through these games, but I want to play through them. I can I have accessibility on Game Pass. Shout out to Shinji Mikami, one of my favorite video game designers. Well, not the designers, but developers. Sorry about that. So I said, let me just give these a chance. I'm pretty sure I'll like them. So. Last but not least, we got Prototype, the Biohazard bundle. So I don't know why this one is going for a lot of value. It's not even like a manual or anything that comes up with it, but I guess because it has 2 discs in one, or there was a limited amount made on these. That's probably why it went up in value like that. But so plan on playing through those. I got a lot, like I said, a lot of these games I got on Xbox. It's just to even out my backlog a little bit. So try new things out. If I like it, see if I like it on Xbox more or PlayStation. So that's just kind of like what I'm doing right now. But just doing that. Just being a collector, honestly. So yep. Other than that, this is Drex, and I'm out. I hope you guys enjoyed my pickups video. I know it's been a minute that I haven't put out content. I'm still trying. It's been crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's talk about some games that you picked up, and yeah, other than that, I'm out.